Well, still no word from FTX on what happened to at least $1 billion of its clients' funds. The crypto giant filed bankruptcy yesterday. Investors include A-listers like Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, and sponsorships with Major League Baseball and the Miami Heat. Now that list is dwindling, and talks with the firm's founder and former CEO are prompting more questions. NewsNation correspondent Rich McHugh joins us now. Rich, this could be one of the most complicated bankruptcy cases in years. What can you tell us?
That's right, Marky. Good evening. It's certainly the biggest collapse in crypto history. FTX had $32 billion in holdings. The company went into bankruptcy yesterday, and the CEO resigned on the same day.
Hailed as the next Warren Buffett by Fortune magazine and featured on their August cover, Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of crypto exchange FTX, was the golden boy of crypto and worth an estimated $16 billion as of last Monday, among the top 100 richest people in the world. But that's been wiped out in just days, reduced to zero with the rapid collapse of his crypto empire FTX, which filed for bankruptcy on Friday. Bankman-Fried resigned as FTX CEO, writing in a tweet that he was still piecing together what happened at FTX. The troubles came to light last week when rival crypto firm Binance swooped in to rescue FTX, but then pulled out and liquidated all their holdings in FTX.
It's massive for crypto. Really, it is the biggest crash there's ever been in crypto, and we don't yet know exactly how widespread the damage will be in crypto, but it's already causing significant sell-offs in major cryptocurrencies, and there will be more bankruptcies and more failures to come because of it. So I think we're going to see further falls.
The Securities and Exchange Commission and the Justice Department are investigating, according to the Wall Street Journal. Focus of the investigation is reportedly centered on whether FTX used customer deposits to fund investments at another Sam Bankman-Fried's companies, the trading firm Alameda Research, possibly mixing client funds with company assets, which is regulated against in most securities markets. Reuters reported that some $10 billion had been transferred to Alameda, and as of now, between $1 to $2 billion remains missing. The sudden disintegration of FTX, valued at $32 billion as of last week, suggests that no company or investor is completely safe in the Wild West, largely unregulated world of crypto. Some big-name celebs were invested: Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, Steph Curry, Shaq. Investor documents also show that BlackRock, the largest money manager in the country, is invested, as is Sequoia Capital, one of the biggest funds in Silicon Valley. In a letter to investors, it said it now considers its $213 million investment worthless.
There'll clearly be some impact on Wall Street because we know that there are Wall Street investors involved. But for me, the bigger issue is the impact on ordinary people who have invested in this thing, of whom there are thousands, and a lot of them stand to lose significant amounts of money, and that will hurt them.
Some have likened it to a Lehman Brothers moment for crypto. Former Secretary of the Treasury Larry Summers called it more of an Enron moment, suggesting the Enron fraud more similar. John Ray, the man who helped dissolve Enron and is now the restructuring officer and CEO of FTX, in a tweet earlier he said, "Unauthorized access to certain arrests has occurred." In other words, they had been hacked. He did not put a figure on how much, but some reports put that number in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Now, earlier I spoke with a respected money manager and crypto investor who couldn't go on the record, but told me that it's unconscionable that this company of $32 billion was beholden to one man and not kind of overseen by a board. It should be overseen by a board with that much money involved. And clearly, in his words, more oversight is needed. Marky.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.